the sun is just starting to climb up over the treetops. And it's gonna be a beautiful day, that's plain to see.
Welcome to Bill Dance Outdoors, America's most popular and longest running TV fishing show.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.
Alertness, confidence, and concentration breed achievement. Whether you're a doctor, stockbroker, or grocery clerk, or a weekend bass fisherman. It's true, some jobs require intense concentration. Although bass fishing isn't a job for most anglers, it's an endeavor in which concentration pays big dividends. So why do some anglers concentrate so doggone hard? Isn't bass fishing supposed to be relaxing? Well, that depends on what you mean by relaxing. You know, think of it this way. The more you concentrate on fishing, the easier it is to forget daily woes. But what does the average bass man concentrate on while casting, handling the boat, figuring the wind, and checking water clarity, depth, temperature, and so forth? He'd probably say the most useful information he gathers comes from the bass itself. They tell us how to catch them and how not to catch them. And if we listen close enough, they'll pass lots of valuable information to us. Woo-wee, what a big old bass. Easy, baby. Easy. Wow. What a good one. Try to learn something from every cast. If you've been working the same type of water with many unproductive casts, don't view that experience as negative. Instead, concentrate on what those many casts told you. Maybe the fish are not in the cover or spot you've been working. Maybe they are. Maybe it's your lure, its size, its color, its presentation. Even though you haven't yet caught a bass, learn something and catalog that information. When you do get a strike, concentration becomes even more important. What was the cover type? Where did the strike occur? What was the speed and or cadence of the retrieve? Were there other retrieve factors, like the lure's drop? Was it steady or erratic? What was the bait's depth, the water clarity, oxygen level, and water temperature? If you locate bass but still don't have much success, analyze all the possible reasons. Concentrate. Should you change lures, color, or size? Or should you change all three? Or two of the three? Consider all factors that could trigger strikes. After all, you found the fish, but now you must figure out how to trigger strikes. Another big one. Whoa, baby. Come here. Easy. Easy. Got you in the bottom lip. Nice. This little old bait is slowly but surely becoming one of my all-time favorites.
Bill Dance Outdoors, sponsored by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Rebel, catch fish anywhere. And by Mercury Marine, go boldly. Today's Conditions Log is sponsored by Outdoor Water Solutions, offering pond and lake aeration systems with energy-saving solutions including solar and wind, customized to fit your need. Visit OutdoorWaterSolutions.com for quality aeration products.
There he is. Whoa, look here. What are you doing? Boy, y'all got me going around in circles here. That big old potted thing.
Consider what brings success in any life's endeavors: alertness, confidence, and concentration. There's every reason to think that incorporating each of these three traits into bass fishing will increase success. As you fight today's first bass and immediately thereafter, think about all the subtle things that led up to the strike. Where did your bait hit the water? Where was it in relation to whatever cover or structure? What was the position of your rod tip? Were you concentrating on the speed of that particular retrieve? Can you duplicate that retrieve speed on upcoming casts? Can you duplicate the depth of that retrieve?
Whoa, boy, where are you going? Huh? What's going on here? Pretty little bass. Easy now. Come here. Easy. Whoa.
Another factor to concentrate on is your surroundings. Watch for bait fish and how they're acting. Be aware of bird activity and try to figure out what they're doing and why. What about wind direction? How will it affect your cast, your lure presentation, and which direction are the fish facing because of wind or current? Are the strikes coming from shady or sunny areas? Is there a mud line or a change in water clarity? If so, where are the fish positioning themselves? All factors to concentrate on.
There he is. Hey, 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 hey. Where are you going? I'll tell you where you're going. You're going right toward this boat, and then you're going right up here and take a look at me. Then you're going on my thumb. Then you're going to look at me. Then you're going right back in the water. Isn't that nice?
Tell you what, let's expand a little bit on the strike itself. Factors to consider in every strike is boat position in relation to the cover and how the bass is positioned. Both are extremely critical. Was the strike a slight tap or a resounding thump? You know, a bass provides helpful information by how it strikes. Are you listening? Was the fish barely hooked? Did it swallow the bait? Did it short strike the bait? Did it roll on the bait and get hooked in its side? If a bass hits your lure but doesn't move much at all, this could be a sign that it's either a big fish or an inactive fish. In either case, you need to respond by slowing down and working each piece of that cover with the utmost precision, and always make repeated casts, sometimes with different lures. Now, this information you must catalog. Jarring strikes often occur from very active fish, while light taps and nibbles will more than likely be from inactive fish. The bass will tell you how they feel about things that day. You just have to listen and concentrate enough to hear.
Today's show is brought to you in part by Quantum Rods and Reels, Quantum Performance Tuned, Mystic Lubricants, lubrication domination. And Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Today's show is sponsored in part by Berkley, catch more fish. Bill Dance exclusive rods by Quantum. And by Garmin, fight your fish, not your fish finder. Today's equipment log is brought to you by Gamakatsu, because the fish of a lifetime only comes once in a lifetime.
There he goes. Coming up. Woo, what a bass. Oh boy, look at the size of that. Whoa, boy. Come here, come here. Come up here to me. Whoa. Yes, sir. Let the little pliers do us a little number. That's a pretty one, isn't it? Little fat baby. Woo! See ya. Okay, let me just spend a minute and show you the bait that we're using today. And it is a dandy. It's an Excalibur XR50. It's a 1/2 ounce rattle bait. And they make this bait in 4 different sizes. They make it in a 1/4, a 1/2, and then they make it in the knocker sizes, in a 3/4 and also a 1 ounce. They also make it in a knocker size in the 1/2 ounce, but this has got rattles in it. It's a fantastic bait in both the rattle version and the knocker version. The knocker version has only 1 tungsten rattle in it. It puts out a tremendous amount of vibration, but it's the type of bait you can cover lots of water with. There we go. Oh, heavy one right there. Oh, yes, sir. He's a good one. Come on back up here. Wee. There, big baby. Wee. I got you. Let me get my little deals in here. Get that bait way back in there. Look at that big old bait way back in that fish's mouth. Got him hooked there. Got him hooked. Where is that hook? There it is. There we go. I'm at a pretty fish. Look at that. Woo! Time to say bye, baby. See ya. Let me tell you about the crankbait rod of all crankbait rods. This one here, and it's a dandy. The good folks at Quantum designed it to throw large, deep diving crankbaits and other cranking lures like lipless crankbaits like we're throwing today. Traditionally, crankbait rods were and still are designed out of e-glass, which are very heavy and awkward. E-glass blanks are usually used with crankbaits because of the very forgiving action of the blank. This forgiving or light action of e-glass material prevents bass from throwing the bait once hooked. The major drawback, however, was weight. That would wear you out. The result is a much lighter blank and the perfect forgiving action that's needed for these big crankbaits. It's a tremendous rod. Check it out.
The Bill Dance Question and Answer of the Week is brought to you by Bill Dance Exclusive Rods by Quantum. Whether you're fishing for panfish, bass, catfish, or light saltwater, we have an action for you. Available at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
It's a new conventional braid using 9 100% polyethylene fibers. It's built to be smooth, quiet, and cast so easily. The 9 strands are woven together for strength, and this product is ideal for pitching, flipping, or casting, and available from 8 to 100 pound test. And it's a small diameter braid. Hey, an impressive line you're really gonna like.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Berkeley, catch more fish. Bill Dance Exclusive Rods by Quantum. And by Garmin. Fight your fish, not your fish finder.
Today's product tip is brought to you by Garmin and their GPS map series, chart plotter sonar combos. With advanced sonar technology like Chirp and exclusive Panoptix all-seeing sonar, you'll spend less time finding your fish.
You've seen Millennium's R100 spider lock rig that sports 4 rods. What a great product. Well, take a look at the new R200 single for salt or freshwater. All aluminum construction, 360-degree base rotation, 180-degree rotation at the rod, 12 to 20 inches height adjustment, and it's ideal for mounting in tight places. Tell you what, get you some.
Come be part of Bill Dance Digital. Join us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Follow us.
Here's something else that's important. Did you know that you can often judge the activity level of bass by pinpointing their position in the water column? Well, you can. This is valuable information that can really help you refine your lure selection and presentation. As a general rule, if the bass strike occurs in the upper 1/3 of the water column, it's a good indication that the fish are very active. They're in a chasing mood and can be caught on flashy, fast-moving lures. If the strike comes in the middle 1/3 of the depth zone, it usually signals a moderately active bass. It takes a more precise lure presentation to entice this fish. Suspending lures are a good choice. A bass that strikes in the bottom 1/3 of the water column is likely to be the most inactive. Now, this doesn't mean that these fish won't bite, but they're not likely to chase a bait or move very far. Also, if a strike comes near the edge of cover or high up in the grass or brush, this often suggests active fish that are posed to attack. Fast-moving lures like buzz baits, shallow running crankbaits, or spinner baits that allow you to cover lots of water will be the best choices in this situation. Now, if the strike occurs deep outside cover, the bass are telling you that they're less active and will require a slow, precise presentation, often using repeated casts with more methodical baits like a plastic tube, crawl, lizard, worm, or jig and a tractor. Take topwater for example. With this lure, you actually see the strike and tell more about the bass's activity level. If you get an explosive strike that knocks slack in your line and the fish has obviously tried to crush your topwater plug, that's obviously a highly active bass. The same can be said of a bass that smacks the bait the second it hits the water. If this happens, take advantage of these charged up fish by switching to a buzz bait, which will allow you to cover the area faster in search of other active bass. If a bass boils and misses your topwater, try changing to a different size or color. If this continues, switch to a subsurface lure like a shallow suspending jerkbait or floating worm. Recently, I made a great move. I partnered up with the good folks at Outdoor Water Solutions for all my lake and pond products. You know, they make some great aeration systems and manufacture solar, wind, and electric options, so I can always find the products to suit my needs. Big one. Under a log. Under a log.
Coming out. Coming out. In the trolling motor. Ooh, what a bass. Ooh, what a big old bass. Come on up here, big baby. Oh, man. He swallowed it too. How's that? Oh, boy. Whoa. Pop. Oh, he had it too. Still got me nervous. Come on there. Pretty fish. Woo. In closing, let me tell you why some fishermen are so doggone good at catching bass. Yep, they cast accurately and they have lots of experience. But what probably sets them apart more than anything else is their ability to concentrate. When they're fishing, and even sometimes when they're not, they don't focus on bass for just a few minutes a day or even a few minutes every hour. They concentrate all the time. If you're interested in becoming a better bass fisherman, it's vital that you concentrate harder on what the bass are trying to tell you. Listen all day long. If you do, you're going to be amazed how quick your success rate will zoom to new heights. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.
Thanks for watching Bill Dance Outdoors. Join us here again next week.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.